What is Antar Mouna and how can one practice it?
Antar Mouna is a six-stage process given by Swami Satyananda Saraswati of Bihar School of Yoga,
Mhm.
wherein in the first stage, the sense management mastery is reasonably attained. After that, the second stage onwards, mind mastery happens till the six stages at various levels. So Swamiji has given a clear demarcation of what is the second stage, third stage, fourth stage, fifth stage. Now, when there is chaos in the mind, the attention of mind is inside. That is why it is knowing it's a chaos. That chaos is a noise. If it's a pleasant thing, you call it a beautiful moment, or it is a sound and noise differences. Sound has a meaning, noise has maybe no meaning. Correct? So what happens is when the mind is given direction, mind goes out and starts looking at the sensory inputs. When it goes out, there is a silence here. Like what you do when the child comes back from school or anything, you feed the child and you send the child to play. There is a moment quietness at home. Generally, when people come back to home from work, immediately there is a chaos. First, we will be fed something, then there will be quiet, then we all do our work. Likewise, when the mind is has to be dealt with, inner so many things are happening. So you have to direct the mind. So you give food for the mind. Okay, be aware of the sound, be aware of this, and in a proper way. The beauty here is again, this is a tantra based process. So there is no suppression, it's only channelization. We discover that the senses which are putting us off, the senses we are getting attached to, that's how we do the sense profiling and help people to be comfortable in stage one. In the stage two, we explain to them that don't say I have millions of thoughts. I have 20,000 thoughts. What do you know about it? I have so much work. We help them to understand as per yoga how they can classify the thoughts. Then they understand, oh, it's not a million thoughts or 10,000 thoughts. Whatever I think can be classified under five types of thoughts. So gradually we tell people don't speak something abnormal. It's okay, whatever you're undergoing, you can classify. Once you classify, write it down and you know how to deal with it later. So this way, stages after stages of Antar Mouna is done. So this again, like Yoga Nidra, comes by consistent practice. And in one of the stages, Swamiji tells us that we invoke an incident from the past which has troubled us and completely live through it and let it go instead of having it in the back of the mind. For this, my teacher used to say, if you are watching a movie in the 90s, I am telling you, you have VCD, VCP players, no?
Yeah.
Will anybody keep on rewinding and seeing the scenes where people are crying? No. You forward those scenes and you see things which you have to see. But when it comes to mind, why are we again and again rewinding the negative things? You have to go forward, right? Fast forward. So Yoga Nidra and Antar Mouna are two things which will help us to go fast forward instead of constantly rewinding and living on the past chaos which we have created. When we do in this way, there is a silence which develops that is called Antar Mouna.
Yeah. Oh, that's some deep-rooted meaning. Uh, you said about letting go. I guess that's one of the biggest and the most troublesome challenge that today's generation face. Be it letting go of a breakup, letting go of no from your manager or your superior, letting go of a no from your parents or from your children. Everywhere, this letting go is a very big issue that has created a lot of noise around us. And with every relationship or every role that we as an individual play or share in this world. So, can you shed some light on this and share your thoughts?
That is the reason why in our tradition we practice this surrender. And second is we right from childhood we make children understand instant gratification is a real source of disaster. We teach children the art of being patient. Denial doesn't mean you will never get it. Denying is only sometimes delayed. This is a mind culture which has to come from the childhood. And Patanjali also tells in one of the niyamas, he says is Ishvara Pranidhana, surrender. Our devotional aspects, if you see, Sharanagati, Sharanagata, we say. So that is missing now. So once people start to develop the devotion or a bhakti as part of the life, not only when they go to temple, they feel they become a devotee and they came back home and they are not that. Life is not compartmentalized. And some of them feel you go to a temple, you become very spiritual, religious, everything can be handled. So I tell people don't get sidetracked. You can't get into a garage, come out and say, I have become a mechanic. It needs a lot of work and learning to be doing. So when you go to a temple, church, or mosque, it doesn't make you devote, spiritual, or religious. You have to ask why I am going there, what is happening to my inner engine. Like a vehicle you are repairing in a mechanic shop, you need to understand the heart of the engine, what is the source of the problem. You need to spend time with that. So are you spending time with you, your mind and the body when you go to these places? So when you do these things, what happens? Not only earning money, going out, going to the mall, enjoying, buying a good dress, they are only again and again getting in the circle of Artha Kama, right? Earning money, enjoying. Or today, not even earning money, enjoying, pay by credit card. It is chaos, no?
Yeah.
So dharma is missing. Once dharma comes in, they will understand charity, which is dana. They'll understand I have to first do my duty, rights or later, because my duty becomes someone else's rights. These things are not being taught in our schools and colleges. That is the irony. We are only taught how to dress well, go out and make money. Before you start making money, somebody is ready to give you loan to take money back from you. So this is the vicious cycle we have all caught up. So the one who starts to think will see the difference in life, what they can bring to themselves and others.
Amazing. The concept of Gurukul used to teach these things, if I'm not wrong. And slowly and steadily, it has completely vanished from our Indian cultures. I believe there are only one or two Gurukuls left now, not many. And I sometimes often, fantasize that I wish I could have been part of that Gurukul education system where, from the very your starting days, you are sent to a Gurukul, and all those processes that you just shared are taught to you, and they become an innate part of your whole individual being. Um, Krishna, you talked about chanting a lot. So if you can shed some light on the power of chanting and why is it so important?
Chanting is a way of team building, you know. So when someone chants, the others are supposed to adjust their pitch, frequency, volume to that person. Then everybody gets in rotation. So in Gurukula type or in traditional joint family homes, evening people would sit and chant. Not always one person leads. Then what happens? The idea of adjusting will happen. We adjust yours to others. That idea of adjustment is not there today. That is first main thing we get by group chanting. Second is when you chant loud, that sound is higher than the bickering which is going in your mind. The mind is only making a noise, which is your regular talking noise, voice. When you chant, you are rising above. The decibel is more. So naturally, quietening of mind happens. So chanting was a method of de-stress, which is not there today. So every home will have a Chandi part or a Sahasranama part. The Lalita Sahasranama, Vishnu Sahasranama will be there. When you chant it properly, it will take you 20 to 24 minutes. So Swami Satyananda once told 20 minutes to do something, becomes very good. At least do 20 minutes of it. So we lost that as part of our losing many aspects of our culture. So when you light lamp, you did all these things. Today, life is starting only in darkness, no, in cities and many places.
Yep.
Life has to end. Life is for family after the sunset. So we are living in an opposite way and wishing everything should happen because you have access to tube light, you think sun is there. No, the body needs rest because throughout the day, what you have done, the body needs to recuperate for you to be well tomorrow. Otherwise,
Yes.
God would have given an imbalance there also, right? And why India is so special is India, at least you have equal day and night. So body mind functions much better. mean, in cold climates in the Nordic countries, why people get a lot of stress and depression is lack of sunlight. So they all come here in search of in east for sunlight, right? So we
Yeah,
are naturally having a balanced country in kind of the climatic conditions, the situations what we are in. And then this chanting is a great way first to neutralize the sounds around and then neutralize the noise inside.
understood. Uh, Krishna, I would have to, hold my thoughts over here, with the time, running by. But any final share you would like to, leave our listeners with?
I would request the listeners to go back and draw a family tree and then pray to the ancestors because of whom we are here today. Then find out what is their Kula Devata, the deity which guarded their family, the clan, all these days. When we move to big cities, we forget it. But we need to understand like how you have to sign the register at the end of an apartment complex. They are the guardians of the place. They may have less salary than us, less comforts than us, but without their giving permission, you can't enter an apartment complex. So that is the concept of Grama Devata. Today we may be living in a big expanse, but are we consciously thanking for the Devata for giving us the space to live there? So parents, elders, Ishta Devata, Grama Devata, Kula Devata. We need to go back to this and start discovering more about ourselves, our culture, and what are the things which our family was good at, is good at, and what is our place good at where we live in India. Every 200 kilometers, the culture is changing.
Yeah,
And when you go back to that and start being with nature much more than laptops, computers, and mobiles, I think better sense will naturally prevail. Finally, learn the truth that giving is our nature. Like Swami Vivekananda said, learn to give, otherwise nature will force you to give. So we, as human beings, we take that Upanishadic dictum by saying, Dana, I am a human being, I consider myself as a human being. Giving Dana is naturally should come to me.
amazing. Amazing. Thanks a lot, Krishna,
Thank you.
for
Thank
sharing
you.
these insights and really, really appreciate it. Uh, Listeners, we will be sharing Krishna's details in the description below. If you have any questions, you can leave them as a comment or reach out to Krishna directly. And until then, please stay tuned and remember, we are listening. Thank you.